Hello, and welcome to an extra lesson, short lecture for something that is extremely important. And surprisingly, even if we live in 2026, most people have no fucking clue what this is, but you have to own this. So to understand the why we are doing this movement in the beginning so thoroughly, here it is, and you have to own this. So I want to read for you from my friend Todd Hargrove in Better Movement, the SAID principle. Todd Hargrove, January 10th, 2009. So this is nothing new. It's a basic principle in sports science. Medicine and movement science, rehabilitation, and whatever you're doing with your body and the brain. All right. The SAID principle is one of the most important basic concepts in sport science. It is an acronym which stands for Specific Adaptation to Imposed Demand. It's so elegant, I just love it. You know, specific adaptation to imposed demand. It means, all right, it means that when the body is placed under some form of stress, it starts to make adaptations that will allow the body to get better at withstanding that specific form of stress in the future. All right, start to think now. What are the consequences of not placing stress on important aspects of a body for a kid that is growing? See, science is pretty awesome, right? That's how simple it is. Okay, and for young adults and young adults like me, same thing. But for the kids, it's more important. If you're like me, over 60, so our cancer is like I'm on overtime anyway, so it's just fun to play with, right? Anyway, the adaptation process does not occur by any one mechanism. It is a general tendency of the body which is played out in innumerable separate mechanisms. While it is almost impossible to understand and account for all these separate mechanisms in devising a training program, as I have said, while it is almost impossible to understand and account for all these separate mechanisms in devising a training program, it is easy to remember the general SAID principle. All right? It means that the body is always trying to get better at exactly what you practice. This I will return to in coming lessons, but this is a scientific principle. If you look around our society, you can observe specific adaptation to imposed demands. I have specialized in training the brain, so the brain adapts specifically on the stress we put on it. That's why we don't have to use so much time when you know exactly what you ask your brain and body to adapt to. We play with specific minimum effective dose so we can do epic shit rest of the day. And we don't train in tights. Preferably a band t-shirt. Yeah, it's the same thing I used yesterday, but we save the planet, right? So you can have a t-shirt if it's black and with a little bit of stuff here, so you can, it's when you miss the sauce, it's easy to dry off instead of a white t-shirt. Well, anyway, I digress, I know. But it's the same thing. Our planet, specific adaptation to impose demand. And we have really used that demand in a wrong way. So that's the first lesson in the SAID principle. When you use that, well, now you know something and your brain knows something. So your brain is like in your head, wow, that's so cool, Michael. Let's think of that. When we internally rotate the femur a slight 0.3 centimeters, rotate the pelvis on the femur, anchor. See, you can feel that after a couple of days, and adding this knowledge, you really want these guys to adapt specifically on your demand. Otherwise, you have to wear stretch jeans to tighten up. Sorry. Or tights. Well, anyway. So, specific adaptation to impose demand in an anchor. You see? Now we're moving to changing your narrative. And that's what rational thinking in exercise is about. I take my time because my body and brain needs to adapt. And it's like, wow, we did that yesterday. The brain reacts. It was pretty cool, the brain say. So now I understand the importance of simulating sand. And I make myself clear. I want my body to be really good at this because I need to feel that I can stabilize my back, my pelvis, my whole lower part of this body to the planet, the ground, and then relate to gravity, and then relate to the changes I put on my body. So and then I close my eyes, shake it off, and I hold this anchor, just the anchor. Don't do any breathing, anything. Just think of the anchoring. Be intelligent. It's 2026. Where are you in space? Can you feel your heels? Are you on your heels? Yeah. Are your big toes free? Yeah. Are you gripping with the foot? And you feel it goes boom directly up to the big cables that attach to the front part of your pelvis. Glutes are relaxed, but they are on. And I hold by thinking, I need this. I'm informing my brain, I'm informing my nervous system, the fascia fitness protocol, the tendon, the tension under time in molecular training. We are doing a really cool service to the both hemisphere of my brain and your brain, and I just let it go in 5 seconds because I know that that is enough, because I have to make some more coffee. Shake it off and feel, experience, explore what did it to you relative to your new knowledge of specific adaptation to impose demand. Pretty cool with science, right? In another word, use it or lose it. Thanks for watching, and thank you for listening and taking part on this journey. It's fun to be on our way a whole year together. It's going to be fun. So do your homework, do this, start talking about it. Start talking, sounds like Rick in the Rick and Morty. Start talking about it, share the information on what is SIAD. All trainers must know that. We saw that on the TV2 documentary series in Norway. Well, all right, there you have it. Have fun, kids. See you tomorrow.